Hello, this is lecture 16 of game theory class. Lecture 16, so therefore this is the sixth week. I think this semester will be composed of 14 weeks plus the assignment. So we are approaching the half of the semester. Okay, we have talked about Nash equilibrium a lot, and now I'm going to introduce a example, mom and son example. And this is, if I tell you in advance, entering new equilibrium concept that is subgame perfect equilibrium. If you have noticed, I talked about dominant equilibrium, and then I talked about the shortcomings, the problems of dominant equilibrium. Then, in order to solve that problem, I have introduced the Nash equilibrium concept. By now, you have noticed that Nash equilibrium has many shortcomings, even though it has a big merit, that is, the Nash equilibrium exists in most of the game. So here I'm going to emphasize on one particularly serious problem of Nash equilibrium, and using that I'm going to introduce a new equilibrium concept whose name is subgame perfect equilibrium, which solves the problem of Nash equilibrium. Okay, let's look at the what is the specific problem of Nash equilibrium in this case. Let's assume that there is mom and son. It's a very young son, maybe elementary school or middle school son. The son really wants to have a dog. And the son is, 10 years old, elementary school. Of course, having a dog is a huge job. If you become a daddy or mom in the future, raising son is already tough job. No reason to add another animal in your house. Son is pretty big and handful animal, so you don't want to do that. And it's furry animal dog is, and dog can be sick, and it has many infestation. You have to clean it, not only your son but the dog, and it's I don't know, lots of hygiene problems. So mom does never ever want to allow a dog in her house. By the way, it's her house, not the son's. Okay. I have terrible experience that it's more like daddy and son problem. My son is now the university college student, but like 10 years ago he was also a elementary school student. He wants to have many things, but then we cannot have dogs, we cannot have cat, but somehow my wife said, okay, we can have a fish, goldfish. Okay, that was not my decision. I had nothing to do. One day I came home, there was a goldfish. That's good. But then you have to empty the goldfish house and clean it up and pour water in it. And you have to do that like every other day or something. Supposedly, my wife or my son should do that because they decide to have the goldfish. Guess what? I have been doing that. I got quite close with the goldfish named Sandy. My God. My son and my wife never looked at Sandy. I got very fond of my best friend. Sandy survived like 2 years and unfortunately she died. Okay, anyway, so I pray for Sandy. Poor Sandy. You are my best friend. Anyway, like that, the mom and daddy, except for my wife, would never want to have a dog. The son says, okay, please choose. It's your dog and son together or no son. Meaning that the son is going to leave the house and never return, disappear. Of course, that's something that mom never wants to have, her own son disappearing. So in this case, do you think your mom would allow the son to have a dog? Think about it. You are now a college student. You think you need a very expensive car so that you can drive to the school every day. What would your mom say? Mom, buy me a car. Otherwise, I'm not going to the college. And I would flunk myself. How many of you think your mom would buy you the car because she's so scared that you'd never go to the class, Professor Han's class, and flunk yourself and kicked out of the university? Well, I don't know about your mom and dad. My mom would say, okay, before you do that, I'll kill you. And she would beat the hell out of me. Thank you, Mom. Anyway, I would do the same thing to my son. My son says, okay, buy me a car, otherwise I will not go to the university, I will not attend the class. Okay, good for you. And I'm gonna kick him out, or I'm gonna beat him until he go to the school. Okay, don't beat the children, but my son is college boy. I can beat him up. Okay, so let's have a think about extensive form of this game. The mom can buy a dog or not buying a dog or no dog. That's mom's choice. When mom buy the son a dog, mom would have -10 because she did something she doesn't like. Son would be happy and I'll give him 10. If mom does not buy the son dog and the son says, even though the son says, I'm going to leave the house, she stays home, do everything, then mom would be happy, 10. The son would be unhappy, -10. Because he has no dog, still follow mom's order. If the son leaves the house because the mom doesn't buy him a dog, the mom would be unhappy. Okay, -10 to take care of dog, -20, she lost son. Okay? Trust me, she's not going to be that sad. A little bit more depressed than buying your dog. But anyway, she is unhappier with this. What about son? Now, he is 10 years old. He left the house, on the street, nowhere to sleep, nothing to eat. I don't know, I'm hungry and I'm cold and things like that. I smells like hell. Okay. He's gonna be a lot unhappier than the mom. Very unhappy. Like compared to you live in mom's house, mom and dad's house, but no dog. You left the dog. Maybe you can have a dog on the street, but you have nothing to eat, you have nowhere to sleep, you cannot wash yourself. Good luck. So it's -50. Okay, what would be the Nash equilibrium here? We made a strategic form of that. Okay, mom can buy dog or no dog. What about here? Oops. I forgot to mention that the son has a choice here. Okay, let's go back here. So basically, the son can stay or leave when the mom does not buy her dog. Okay, just ignore the stay, the second part. Why did I say stay? Because when mom buy dog, the son will stay anyway. So here, when there's a no dog, will the son stay? When there's a, so you have to change. I'm sorry, I kind of confused. But let's assume that this is a little bit wrong. I apologize that. The second stay means when the mom buy the son dog, the son will stay. So let's ignore that. What is important is, what if the mom does not buy the dog? No dog case. The son may stay or son may leave. So when mom buys the dog, mom is, okay, look at here, negative 10, 10. So son has no choice. He doesn't have to choose stay and leave. He just stay because now he's happy, no reason to leave. So negative 10, 10, negative 10, 10. Because the stay and leave are depending on the case when there's no dog. Okay, when there's a no dog, the son, if the son stays, it's 10 and negative 10. Here, 10 and negative 10. Mom does not buy the son dog, and son stays. Mom is 10, the son is negative 10. Mom is 10, the son negative 10. If the son leaves when there's no dog, mom negative 20, the son negative 50. So negative 20, negative 50 here. So this is the strategic form of the extensive form game we have seen in the previous page. How many Nash equilibria are there? First, dog and stay cannot be Nash equilibrium because mom can change, now currently getting negative 10. If there's no dog, she can have 10. Because son is going to stay. Even though there's no dog, the mom doesn't have to buy the dog. So negative 10 would become 10. So this dog stay cannot be Nash equilibrium because mom would change the strategy and get a bigger payoff. What about here? No dog and stay. Now, mom doesn't have to change because now she's getting 10, the happiest state. And if she buy the son dog, it's negative 10. She wouldn't do that. What about the son? Mom does not buy the son a dog. Son is getting negative 10, not happy. But if he leaves, it's negative 50 because he's out there in a cold place, nothing to eat. So this no dog stay is the Nash equilibrium. Once again, forget about the second part, stay. That is when the dog would be purchased for him and he's gonna stay anyway. What about here? No dog and leave. First of all, like the son would let us stay because negative 50 is too damaging and like that. Of course, we can think if the son leaves, mom may purchase dog. But anyway, both mom and son has reason to change from this no dog and leave state. Lastly, the last case, mom purchased dog and the son leaves. Here, the mom will lose 10 and son will gain 10, negative 10 and 10. You may ask, oh, the son left. How can he get 10 instead of negative 20? The son leave strategy is conditional that the mom does not purchase dog. So, in order for the son to leave, mom should choose no dog strategy. But once mom purchased the dog, then having a strategy of leaving, the son would never be tested, never come to this. The son says, if mom does not buy me dog, I will leave, and the mom purchased dog. So even though he said I will leave, he's gonna get 10 instead of negative 50. Okay? And realistically, I said my mom would never do that. My mom said, okay, get out. Why would she do that? Because for me, stay is negative 10, leaving is negative 50. Any wise and clever, smart mom would know that even though her son says, I'm gonna leave if you don't buy me a dog, he will not. He will stay. Or if he leave, he will come back in a couple of hours. Okay? Because negative 10 is not good, but much better than negative 50, son will definitely choose stay, even though he says he will leave. However, here, negative 10 and 10, if you think about that, dog and leave is a Nash equilibrium. Now the mom is getting negative 10. If she changes, it's negative 20. Now the son has 10. If he changes, it's not decreasing, but still it's not increasing. So the son by changing cannot get better. Mom can get better by changing. Therefore, can get worse. So the dog and leave is also a Nash equilibrium. As a result, in this game, there are two pure strategy Nash equilibrium. One is no dog and stay. The other is dog and leave. And as I said, it doesn't make sense for the son to actually leave because dog or no dog, this is a terrible choice for him. He would never do that, even though whatever he may say. Still, this can be, saying leaving can be a Nash equilibrium. What we think is realistic is the son says, okay, I'm staying, or even though he said he will leave, mom knows that he will stay, so mom does not purchase a dog, son will stay. That is a Nash equilibrium that we think realistic. However, the concept of Nash equilibrium, once again, these complications I'm gonna keep telling you about the Nash equilibrium is, we have this common sense what is going on in this world, but then we know something in our head is one thing, formally defining that is another thing. So because there are so many common senses in our mind, here the name of the common sense is empty threat. You can threat someone to do something. Here the son is threatening the mom. If you don't buy me a dog, I'm gonna leave and ruin my life, kind of threat. Of course, mom wouldn't want that. However, any mom would know that the son will not leave. If the son leaves, he will come back immediately at the dinner time because he would be so hungry out there. So we call it empty threat, which means a threat, but nobody would believe that the son would actually act on that threat, follow through the threat. So the son is not going to leave home because it's the worst choice for himself. So there is no reason for mom to believe that son is going to leave or fall for this empty threat. However, if you look at what Nash has defined, Nash defined that once you begin to play the Nash equilibrium strategy, by changing your strategy, you cannot get better. Here, mom buy a dog and son leave if mom does not buy. If mom does not buy dog, because the son is leaving, she's going to get negative 20. Okay? That's why she's afraid. The son is so determined he will leave. However, in reality, the son is not going to leave. However, the son doesn't have to reveal his secret that I'm not going to leave because mom is fall for his empty threat and purchase him a dog. So even though he says leave, because mom purchased dog, he does not have to make the difficult choice of selecting between stay and leaving. Okay? On the other hand, mom says she believes that son is leaving, so if I do not buy him a dog, it's negative 20. If buy him a dog, negative 10, so I'll buy him a dog. From son's point of view, whether he stays or leave, he will get 10 because mom has purchased the dog. Whatever the son says, leaving, staying, doesn't matter because he has a dog and he doesn't have to leave. So Nash equilibrium, by definition, cannot avoid this empty threat. Okay, that is one of the shortcomings of Nash equilibrium. Okay. In order to solve this, economists think about backward induction. What backward induction? Let's go back. In this game, mom chooses first and son chooses second. Okay, so time flows mom choice to son's choice. But then, before mom is acting, make a selection, she has to foresee what son would do. So this is right now and future. Think about the future. Son will never leave because dad will be negative 50, stay negative 10. So you begin to think about the future first and make a conclusion. Son will not leave, he will stay even though he says he's leaving. So here, son's best choice is staying. So mom would say, if I do not buy the son dog, he will stay, I get 10. If I buy him a dog, negative 10. So it's against the timeline. The future, the way of thinking is the future first and right now second. When usually time goes, the right now first and future second. So the backward induction means we should think against the timeline from the future to the current time right now. And this the Nash equilibrium selected by backward induction. So there are so many Nash equilibrium and some are not selected by backward induction, like the mom buy the dog and son leave the house. That cannot survive the backward induction. So the Nash equilibrium that survive the backward induction, we call them subgame perfect equilibrium. Why subgame perfect? This son's situation of staying and leaving, this is kind of small game. In this small subgame we call, the son has to make a reasonable choice, which is stay, because negative 10 is negative 50. So in Nash equilibrium, we do not require this small subgame. Everybody play the reasonable strategy. That is why empty thread equilibrium is possible. But now in subgame perfect equilibrium, we are applying backward induction, which is same as in every subgame, people should make the best choice. Here, the stay is always better than leaving, negative 10, negative 50. So that is the reason why we call that subgame perfect equilibrium, which is same as the Nash equilibrium, which survived the backward induction. Okay, this is introduction of subgame perfect equilibrium from the shortcoming of Nash equilibrium, which is fire for the empty thread. Okay, this has been lecture 16 of game theory class, and we are going to continue with the subgame perfect equilibrium a lot. Actually, I think 40% of this class is subgame perfect equilibrium and its applications, because it has many, many important applications. So for the next 1 month, I think possibly like more than 1 month, like 6-7 weeks, we are going to do the subgame perfect equilibrium and its applications. And this is the first step, first class of that. Okay. This has been the lecture 16. See you in lecture 17.